So getting more into the content, traditionally media doesn't have coverage of talented women athletes, and each of you, covered women's athletics. So can you discuss what it meant to highlight women's sports?
I absolutely loved covering women's basketball. South Carolina, they have a huge fan base. And so even before the program started and before I even realized that I was going to be participating in this, I was shooting as much women's basketball as possible, trying to talk to our fans, be on the court. It's just like that atmosphere. And I loved being able to just uplift our team's voices and really showcase them to the rest of the world and the rest of the country and the rest of the women's basketball community. Because I just really felt that they were they did so well this season. And I was so passionate about wanting to share their story and our coach's motto for the season, which was "Woman Up." And so I just felt that it was it worked out perfectly that I was able to showcase it all on IGTV. So
I think Sam and I were in a pretty similar situation this year. Both of us very much wanting to get to the Natty, wanting to get to New Orleans, wanting to watch our team win. For us specifically, having someone like Sabrina Ionescu on our team and having Satu and Ruthie and all of these huge names that went first 5-round draft picks, it was a really amazing opportunity to get to be a part of that kind of media journey for them. I got to follow Sabrina and her family out on senior night, and I got to watch her talk about Kobe, and I got to film that and show people all over the world, all over the country, just the power that this female athlete has and that this team has as a whole. And everyone, I think, everyone except for South Carolina fans were really captivated by Oregon this year, and just kind of wanted to see it, especially with us losing in the Final Four last year and going to sweep the Pac-12 regular season and sweep the Pac-12 tournament in Vegas. Everyone was just kind of waiting for that to happen, and so to be a part of that was really cool, and get to elevate those voices and get to show off, and on a selfish point to get to say that I was a part of it. All of it. There's never going to be a year like this, and so to be a part of it was phenomenal.
I'm in my part, I really enjoyed this project in general. I think, to be candid, our women's basketball team, it's overshadowed. And to be able to really, be able to give them a platform to speak on, not only just in general basketball, but just being able to speak on their struggles, whether it was about school, their doubts, mental obstacles, or in general, things that they aspire to accomplish. I think it was nice to show more than an athlete movement, more than an athlete mission in general. And yeah, definitely awesome to show a different intimate side of the girls, for sure.
I think with me at the University of Connecticut, our women's basketball team is the end all be all. Everyone at that school worships at their feet, So when you guys, come to me and our school and be like, oh, we want to work with you to do a video on your women's basketball team, you're like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever. And I think for me, what was the coolest part of this project overall was that I spent hours going through archives of our old championship footage, our old footage of fans going so far back in UConn's history, because, our women's basketball team has been good for honestly as long as any of us can remember. So seeing that how long we have had such strong fans, how many, old crazy championship, shots and, videos that we have, it was honestly an unreal experience as a UConn student fan. I grew up in Stores, born and raised. So actually, getting to work, with them, I'm pretty sure my 5-year-old self, was giddy and jumping for joy inside. So it was awesome.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of being there to represent and tell stories in women in sports. We all know it's a little bit male dominated as far as our place, we're underrepresented, but also just women in sports rarely, I feel get nearly the credit that they should get. And I think they have such an honest and awesome part to play in sports. And I feel it's not really brought to the forefront as much as it could be. Particularly at Virginia Tech, I feel like, we do lots of stories on our men's basketball team, football teams, and those are great, like phenomenal work is done there. But I think for something like a women's basketball team, particularly this women's basketball team that did so well and triumphed and just really worked so hard as a team this year, it was awesome to be a part of that and to like tell Taj's story, Liz Kitley's story, both like incredible players and incredible people off the court. So yeah, I'm just a big fan of amplifying women in sports. There's always going to be great stories to tell. So yeah, I had a really, really good time being a part of that.
Yeah, I personally like echo all the comments being made, like as someone who plays sports and just is super passionate about amplifying underrepresented voices. It was like amazing seeing the content that you all produced, because it showed that like needed light on women's athletics, but showcased how incredibly hard they work. And I think that's important for everyone to see.